Hi there, my name's Carolyn Dunn. I'm a dot mandala artist and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Welcome back, my friends. I'm starting on another Lazy Susan, so I thought I'd share the process with you. This one I've done a little bit differently. I've left the bottom natural and I have numbered it and signed it and varnished it. And then on the top part, I've laid it out for our next Lazy Susan. And here is our color palette. We started off with base painting the piece in the CraftSmart black craft paint. And then the rest of the colors include Titanium White by Golden and Deco Art Americana in Sunny Day, Hauser Light Green, Light Avocado, Aloe, Dark Chocolate, Mississippi Mud, Honey Brown, Fawn, Desert Sand, and then in the Dazzling Metallics, Worn Penny. And that is your color palette for this beautiful, beautiful Lazy Susan. All right, we're going to use the number 25 in the DIY dotting tool from DIY Mandala Stones to create our center dot. And the center dot is in. Okay, so now we're going to go in with some swooshes in Hauser Light Green and Aloe. We'll start on the lines. I'm going to start with the large end of the white tool. Okay, those have dried sufficiently, so we're going to go in with the aloe now, using the large end of the white tool. And there we go. Okay, my friends, it's all dry, and we're going to go in with a round of fawn colored dots. And I think we're going to go blue. So the large end of the blue tool. Okay, that is our fawn. Now, a row of Mississippi mud. Okay, I've got some Mississippi mud there. And we're still going to be using the blue tool. And we're going to start over here. There we go. Okay, we are going in with the desert sand and we're going to do another round of dots. And I believe we will be to the green tool, large end of the green tool. And you see, we can see that we're going to be right on the center of that line to try and help us stay symmetrical. Okay, and there we are. All the way around. I'm going to let that dry a bit because I want to go in with a round of white dots, and then we'll be starting some patterns. We're back and we are ready to go in with some white dots. How about the number 6? we'll give it a try. Lovely. Okay, we're gonna let that dry. All right, now we're going in with 8 flower bases. We're gonna put 1 on every other line, and we're going in with honey brown to start with. And we are using the number 16 in the DIY Mandala Stones tools. And we're gonna start right here. Okay, you want that line to cross right through the middle of your dot. So now that we have those in, we are going to be doing some swooshes around them. We're going to bring a fawn dot to the top of these. I think maybe the blue tool would work for this. And now we are going to bring down a swoosh, and we're going to bring that swoosh down in Hauser light green. I think we'll use the small end of the white tool. Myself enough paint on there. I can see a nasty little bubble rearing its ugly little head. Goodbye. Now we're gonna put in some dots above that one, and we're gonna put 3 dots in the white. Okay, and from those white dots, we're going to be bringing down another swoosh, but this is going to be in light avocado. So it's a darker color than that light Hauser green. And I think we'll still use the white tool, and we're using the small end again of that. And I want to get close to that other one, but I don't want to touch it. There we go. Okay, now we're going to be going in with some Mississippi mud, and we're going to be doing some swooshes, and we're going to be starting at the bottom and working our way up to the top. I think we might need the blue tool. So let's go in with the blue tool, okay? Here we're using the small end of the white tool to place tiny yellow dots above the 3 white dots in the flower. And now we are going to walk some yellow dots down these sides. So we'll start off with 3 dots. And we'll go all the way around. And then we're going to walk the dots down the side. And we'll use the large end of that blue tool to walk those dots down. And of course, We'll do it all the way around. And there we've got our yellow around. It's time for dark chocolate. Maybe a 14. Okay, let's start with some white. And we're just going to do some tiny little dots around it. Large end of the yellow tool for the uppermost dot. And then we'll walk it down. Oops, walk it down with the small end. Now we're going in with the Hauser light green, and we're going to create a dot above. And then we're going to do a swoosh down with the large end of the pink tool. Now we're going in with the light avocado, and we're going to create 2 dots, again with the pink tool. 2 dots, and a third one, 2 dots, and a third one, and then we're going to drag that down with, we'll start with the large end and see how that works out for us. Okay, that's all the way around. And now we're going to create those uppermost dots in the color fawn using the large end of the green tool. And using the blue tool, we're going to drag that down. We'll get our big dot back in there. Now we're going in with the large end of the green dotting tool, and we're creating 3 dots above that fawn dot in titanium white. I named this piece Introspection. When I paint, I spend a lot of time being introspective. Everyone needs time to self-reflect, and I'm really grateful that my time painting gives me this opportunity. It makes me a happier me. Now let's take that aloe paint and, using the large end of the blue dotting tool, place aloe dots just beneath the dark chocolate dots. Beautiful. Now, using the large end of the white tool, let's walk those white dots. Now, in between the flowers here, I'm sketching in some diamonds. Use your grid lines to keep them even. I'm just doing it freehand, but if you have one of those little mirror diamonds, or you have a shape that's cut out, you can use that to make sure they're exact all the way around. And then we're going to paint those in copper, in worn penny. Now let's fill in those diamonds with worn penny. I'm using the blue tool, the large end of the blue tool, to load that paint in there, and use the large end and the small end to define the sides and the points of the diamonds. And we're back. We're going to go in with some fawn top dots over top of these honey brown ones. And we're using the number 11 tool in the DIY mandala stones set. So now we're going to put some desert sand on the dark chocolate dots. And that's the desert sand. Would it be, say, the 9 or the 10? I think the 10. Lovely. Now we're using the number 10 tool with the Hauser light green paint to create a row of dots around that circle. That's our row of green dots. Now, I want to go in with a little bit of copper, the worn penny, and just a tiny dot in there without getting my fingers in that paint. There. All the way around. All right. So now I've drawn in some swooshes, and I'm just going in with the desert sand paint and creating these lines. Just starting up at the top of those copper bases, or diamonds, I should say. And just coming up like so. Okay, we're all the way around. Now we're going to walk some tiny white dots down the sides of those copper diamonds. And we'll be using the small end of the yellow tool. Using the large end of the blue tool and the light avocado green paint, we're going to paint in these swooshes. Okay, so we are using the large end of the blue tool to create these swooshes. And we're just dragging them over to those copper diamonds. Using the small end of the yellow tool, we're going to top dot those aloe dots in worn penny, the copper color. Okay, we're going to go in with some top dots now in worn penny on all of our flowers. So we're going in with this worn penny using the number 7. And we're going to do the same over here on the next ones. Now those dots were smaller, so the number 6 there. Okay, so number 6. Lovely. And I do believe we're going to do tiny little dots again in the copper. There. This is from the Green Stuff World, though it's a very fine tip. Whatever you have, some people might have this, and that would work just as well. A lot of times I get into the zone when I'm doing this, you know, like I say, it's very meditative. And it's like you're not really thinking about anything. You're just calm, you're just relaxed, just doing your thing. And I think we all need to learn how to slow down a little bit and just live for the moment. At least that's what they say that you should do. Oh, yeah. But that's what this art form does for me. It allows me to slow down a little. It allows me to just be calm, not worry about things. Lots of time for that later. And there we are, all the way around. Okay, we're going in with Sunny Day. And we're going to create some dots around the edge of that inner part. And we are using the number 16 in the DIY Mandala Stones tools. Every other line. Now, using the large end of the yellow tool, we're going to place the uppermost dot above those yellow dots using Mississippi mud all the way around. And now we'll walk those dots down using, again, the large end of the yellow tool. Large end of the pink tool. And the large end to run down as well. Moving into desert sand. Yes, the large end of the white tool. There we go. And then we'll walk those dots down with the large end of the tool as well. Here, I'm sketching in some swooshes that we're going to put alongside those flowers. And then we decided to put in some hearts. I heart this. We're going to do those hearts in titanium white, and we're going to use the yellow tool to paint those in. Now we're using the Hauser light green to put in our swooshes, and we're using the large end of the white tool. And you'll see that I also use the yellow tool to finish off those swoosh ends. Okay, I've decided to add in some worn penny dots. So we're going to walk those dots down using the small end of the white tool. And to finish this part off, we're going to create some swooshes in light avocado using the large end of the white tool. We are really making progress here. We're moving on to our next row, and we're going to put another row of the Sunny Day yellow dots using the number 16 in the DIY Mandala Stones tools. Okay, time to start walking some dots. And we're going to start again with the Mississippi mud, the large end of the yellow tool, and let's create those uppermost dots. There we are all the way around. Now before I carry on with walking the dots, I just want to touch up a bit with black to make sure we don't have any issues with a spot being just beside something and us not being able to clean it up without affecting something later on. Like this one right here. Okay, so let's walk these dots. And the other side. See, there we are, all the way around. All right, what's next? We're on to the fawn. Fawn and the pink tool, I believe we used. And we'll just come right up here on that line. Give us a bit of space so we can get some peak action. And back down the other side. Okay, we're back to, you guessed it, desert sand. I think we're going in with blue, at least for this dot. Let's walk those dots. All right, so we've got to start top dotting these yellow flowers. We're gonna do a double top dot, so we need to have room to get them both in. And yet we still want to see the yellow. So we're gonna be putting in a dark chocolate, and then we're gonna be top dotting that with copper. All right, let's start with the 10. Let's get the inside done first. That makes a bit more sense. Being conscious of the other ones. Now we're going in with the 11. Just a little fix up on some dots that I stuck my hand in. And it's like nothing ever happened. And walk away, my dear. Alrighty. We need some white. So we're going to be adding some diamonds in here. I should have mentioned earlier, you probably noticed that I added lines in between the sections that we had. So now there should be 32 instead of 16 sections, just to keep me symmetrical. It works for me. I need the help. I need all the help I can get. So now what I want to do is come in, make a dot, and make a couple of white swooshes. So we're really above that line there, just so we can keep everything symmetrical. Dot and drag. And you know it, we're going to do this all the way around. We'll just sort of start in the middle there and just work our way to the edges, and then I'll turn that tool around so I have a smaller end on it to work the paint. I love these copper diamonds. Using the small end of the yellow tool, I have dotted little white dots around the copper diamonds. Going in now with Sunny Day, and we're going to create some swooshes. I'm going to add a little bit of gloss medium to this to try and thin it a bit. I don't care that it's gloss because I always varnish with a high gloss varnish. Try not to create any bubbles, that's what I'm trying not to do. We want the right consistency so it'll flow nicely, and that looks much better. It's not leaving that big peak at the top. So we'll go in with the large end of the blue tool and we'll drag that yellow dot down. And we'll do this, say it with me, all the way around. Now we're going to go in with the Hauser light green, and we are going to do some dots running down the sides here. Using the large end of the green tool, we're going to create 3 uppermost dots. Now we're walking down with the blue tool. And we're going to get tight in there, so I'm going to get a bit smaller. Okay, now I've taken the Lighthouser green and I have lightened it up with the titanium white, and now I'm doing top dots on these dots around the circle. And I'm using the number 5 tool. There we go, that adds a little dimension to that part. Now we're ready to place those alternating swooshes along the rim. We're going to use the large end of the pink tool to drag those down, and we're going to use the colors Fawn and Mississippi Mud. We'll start with Fawn. So we're starting at the edge and we're just drawing that up towards the center. And now the Mississippi Mud. Okay, we've got the painting done. And now we're going to do a little bit of cleanup. Now I've done a few touch-ups in the center there, so I'm just going to start cleaning up the lines on the outer parts here. Okay, so you can see how nicely these chalk lines come off. And yeah, I never have a problem with the lines coming off. And if you do, touch up with black paint. That is my suggestion. And just make sure, sometimes it's easy to miss some of the lines that are in your flowers in the petals. So just have a look and make sure you've got them all. Okay, now everything's had a little bit of time to dry, so we're going to clean off all those chalk marks that are in the center there. I believe we got the outside the other day. After cleanup, we do any remaining touch-ups and then we let it dry. And when it's fully dry, we can varnish it. Okay, my friends, it's that time. We are going to varnish with the Liquitex High Gloss Varnish. And I've got my 3-inch foam brush. So let's get started. Okay, I always like to get these right to the edge first. I've got the edges done. I'll do a quick round around the edge of it. And then we'll put a little bit in the middle there. Okay, and then we just grab ourselves a little paper towel, so that as we come off the edge, if we have any, we just dab it on the towel. And then we're going to check our edges, because sometimes we get here that comes over. We want to make sure that doesn't get down underneath, because we've already varnished that. And that looks good, people. I will give this another 2 coats of varnish and then we will officially be done. Okay, we have finished this piece. Isn't it beautiful? That nice high gloss varnish on there, I really like that. And I've put the piece on the back, so she will now spin. That is a beautiful Lazy Susan. Thank you for joining me in creating this beautiful piece, and hope to see you next time when we create something new and beautiful as well. Keep on dotting. I'd just love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much.